All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Boyan. I'm the Director of SEO at Content Distribution. Welcome to another 15-minute keyword research challenge. Thanks everybody for joining live. Welcome everybody who's watching this on YouTube. So quality keyword research starts with understanding search intent. The search intent, that of the people that you want to get in front of with your content. And this is really oversimplifying it, but it is the truth, right? For me, however, talking about this without any kind of context does not mean a lot. There's no value when it's not situated in a certain niche or a certain market. That's why whenever I think of keyword research, I always pair intent with another two things, and those are brand identity or brand philosophy and business development or business development goals. These three things are something that needs to be on your mind when you're doing quality keyword research. And this is what I want to do today together with you guys. And, talk about the importance of getting that, perfect set of keywords that you're going to need in order to create great content. And much like my favorite coffee, which is flat white, by the way, it's double espresso and then 1 part milk and just a dash of sugar. This is also going to be a 3-parter of a keyword research. It's going to be 1 part navigational content, 1 part informational content, and 1 part transactional. So we're going to do all of these things as separate keyword research for one single project, just to give you a sense of how you can model your own keyword research. Okay, so let's jump in and not waste any time. Okay, I'm going to start with Ahrefs. And like I said at the beginning, it's about understanding a business or a certain context of, what are my goals and so on and so forth. For this experiment, we're going to imagine that I am a new brand who is an importer of different coffee blends. And I want to get in front of a market that's, highly competitive, but I want to do it with content because I have a great brand. And I want to talk about, I want to create products that are different coffee blends, which have their stories behind them and so on and so on. What I need to achieve this is an audience. Well, first of all, I need traffic, to create an audience over that traffic. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to do that by creating content. And the obstacle with that is having, understanding what kind of keywords that I need to target for such a thing. So like I said, the first part of this keyword research is going to be navigational content, but this is going to be navigational content on my own website. So please do not mix this with navigational intent when somebody types, I don't know, Lady Gaga's Twitter, and then you use Google to navigate through there. No, this is me preparing for navigation on my own website. And I'm going to go super broad. I'm using Ahrefs. I'm going to target the United States, just again, for the context of it all. And I'm going to go to having the same terms just to see what kind of shape I'm in. Okay. 3.5 million keywords. Freaking awesome. How am I going to streamline these things? Well, I mentioned navigation. So a coffee importer, there's a lot of coffee beans that I'm going to be importing from different countries from the Americas. And it's going to be mostly South America. Okay. I've envisioned that I'm going to have separate pages, which are probably going to be category pages, which are usually not things that you try to rank on because they're just, navigational. But why would I not do that? Because I know up front what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to try to do keyword research to see what kind of opportunities I can have for the countries I'm importing my coffee from. Okay. And that's something I'm going to do right now. I am going to use the include function because I want to see all of the keywords that include. I'm going to use any word because I'm going to use multiple because I want to see what are my opportunities when it comes to these countries and these places of origin of coffee that I'm going to be distributing later on. And that's how I'm going to start. I'm going to start with Jamaica. But also I want to say Jamaican because that's going to be in a keyword that I'm going to need, right? Then I'm going to do the same thing for a couple of more countries. Brazil, Brazilian, right? And then, I don't know, Cuba and Cuban. Honduras, Honduran. I'm gonna go with Colombia as well. And just so you guys don't have to watch me type all of these things for minutes and minutes, I'm gonna show you what I ended up with. I ended up with Brazil, Argentina, Cuba, Nicaragua, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Honduras, like we said, Guatemala, and Costa Rica. You can do much more, that's for sure, but this is what I'm gonna do for this exercise, okay? And let's include them all. It's 21 keywords. Okay, 26,000 keywords out there. That sounds like something more reasonable. Like these are the countries I'm importing from. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna check out, what the results look like, just the first page, just to see whether there's something that I'm not interested in. Yeah, I'm interested in recipes. That's maybe not something I'm going to need to create the page, but I'm just leave it in. Maybe I'll need it later on. Yeah, Jamaica blue coffee. That's all famous. Blue Mountain. They're so famous. I want to have this in. Yeah, this all looks really good. I'm just gonna exclude. Near me because I don't want keywords that are for physical shops. I'm an online brand. I do deliveries and things like these. I'm going to do this. It's not going to be, yeah, it's going to be 26,000 keywords. That's awesome. This looks great. Okay. But I promise it's going to be a 3-parter, right? Let's do something else as well. Let's start another one. I'm going to save this one. It's going to be there. That's fine. The next thing that I want to do is I want to do informational content. So I have a really nice brand for people that want to get to know, for people who want to understand what's behind those blends. I want to create, interesting products. I want people who are educated, but I also want to educate new people who maybe are thinking about, buying coffee or changing coffees or so on and so on. So what I am going to do, I'm going to try to do a content series on educating people on caffeine as the essential part of coffee, because I think I have opportunity there. I think this is how I spell it. Oh, awesome. Nailed it. Okay, let's see how many keywords are there for this. Yeah, I think I missed it. Luckily, there are notes. Did not nail it. Oh, okay. It's double F, and then I completely fucked the rest of the word. Always take notes, people. Ah, this looks much better. Okay, cool. So this second part is going to be informational content, like I said. So I want to have people who are searching for information about these things so I can educate them and then maybe sell them these better blends, right? So I'm going to start with, healthy. This is something that's part of my brand. That's what I'm interested in. I want to, talk about also some problems that people might have. I want to attract that audience. I'm going to go with caffeine withdrawal. And then overdose. Oh my God, it's just speaking in words of a junkie. That's just insane. Anyways, sorry for that digression. I want to go, maybe consume, how is it consumed? How do you drink coffee, whatever. What else do I want to? Yeah, I want to incorporate all of the questions, and I need all of the modifiers for the questions. That's going to be fun. So I'm going to do what, why, when, like all of the things that people are interested in. Does, could, should, and so on and so on. Once again, as you've probably seen, I've prepared something, and here it is. Yeah, I want to understand effects, health, consuming, overdose, withdrawal, then all of the questions. And then I want to also understand what's happening with caffeine in terms of like with mocha and espresso and then Americana and instant. Like this is just to get your creative juices flowing. There's so many things that you can do here, but let's just say we're happy with this, okay? Cool. I'm gonna apply and see what's happening, and awesome, 100K keywords, that's good. Let's see what's happening on that first page. How much caffeine in coffee? That's awesome. Is in a cup of coffee. This is all like highly competitive according to Ahrefs, but keyword difficulty is not important, but that's a topic for another time. How long does it last? Yeah, these are all interesting things. What I can see is that I don't want to have like Sprite and Coke and maybe these things. That's not interesting for me. That's something I'm going to exclude. And let me show you what I ended up with. Yeah, and I didn't do Sprite in the end. Well, that's fine. Something I can do anyways. I don't want energy drinks. I don't want soft drinks or sodas or anything inside here. So that's not something that I'm going to need. I'm going to exclude these. If you do even more exclusions, you're gonna, lose those keywords, but maybe that's something that you want to do. Maybe you want to talk about the difference between drinking coffee and, soft drinks or something like this, so on and so forth. Okay, this also looks nice. Let's do a third research right away. Next thing I want to do is do a keyword research just to see what shape I'm in when it happens, when it comes to me creating pages that are going to be sales pages. So my business is going to be selling coffee blends and then coffee beans. And that's something that I want to deliver to people. It's an online thing. It's super awesome. And that's how I'm going to start. With the main keyword, I'm going to do now something more, more specific than going broad, like with caffeine and coffee. Okay. I'm going to do coffee blend. And I'm also going to do coffee blends. And I'm going to do the same thing for beans. Now, imagine if you're doing something like this for different kind of a product, then, you can incorporate all of these things. But for me, it's going to be just these two for now. Bean and beans. Awesome. Click search. Let's see what we have. Oh, okay, huge. A lot of things. That's great. There's going to be a lot of, coffee bean grinder, and then a lot of tea stuff. That's great. But remember, we're just going to do research for transactional keywords. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to include any word. I'm going to buying, purchase, purchasing. Why not? Probably not going to be many keywords for this, but that's okay. And I'm going to do deliver. That's what I do. I'm going to click apply. Oh, cool. I'm in a much better shape here. Okay, great. Now we have these three keyword researches that, we feel good about. Maybe somebody's going to do more countries. Maybe somebody's going to do more informational things here. But let's say that I'm happy with what I have here. So what is my next step? Well, I need to have a team of people who's going to go through all of these keywords. It's going to take some time for sure, because there's a lot. I need to calculate the cost of, well, first of all, that team of people who's going to do research, or maybe outsource somebody, pay for this. I'm going to need to calculate the cost and time of exploring what the competition does, and all of those things that go into finding the right keywords that I'm going to group together to target with one single page. But speaking of pages, this is going to be a huge job. So I'm going to have to start publishing already, right? So I'm going to go through these keywords and do the research and publish, because especially, I'm going to get back some info on, how things are ranking or not, whether these pages are working or not. Maybe I start publishing right away, right? Well, no, I'm not going to do any of those things, because it's costly. It takes too much time, and I have a better solution. And more importantly, if I do it that way, if I do it manually, I'm not going to be able to get rid of two evils that are behind manual keyword research. Number one, it's guesswork. Trust me when I say this, and I have this is something that I've done for the better part of my career. It has been something that I've come to be really good at, and that's keyword research. It's always going to end up on a place where you have to guess. Like, these are kind of the things that I want to target. Let's group them together. Let's publish them. However, however much time you spend on research, you're going to have guesswork at the end. What are the things that you should be grouping together and how many pages you're going to be publishing? And the second thing is that when I publish as I research, because there's so much things here, so much things to explore. That's why I chose coffee for today, because it's just, there's a lot of things. I'm always going to be losing that sense of bigger picture. So guesswork, bigger picture, bye-bye. There's not going to be this when you do manual keyword research. Well, I'm going to do it with something else, and that's going to be ClusterAi. What does ClusterAi do? Well, ClusterAi, in a sentence, groups keywords so you can focus on creating quality content that's going to get you traffic. And how do I know this? Well, because ClusterAi is battle tested. All of the projects that we have done in content distribution ever since the tool existed, which is almost 2 years ago now, we have driven from 0 to 100K organic visitors per month, at least, just by using the keyword research that I've just shown you and ClusterAi. When I say that it's battle tested, I want to show you the exact numbers. And here it is. This is our first project that we did some time ago. I think it is 16 or 17 months ago, like a year and a half. This was a new website that we just did not have any pages or any kind of domain ranking. What we did is we grouped keywords with ClusterAi, doing research that I just showed you, and published 200 pages in 6 months. With that kind of publishing velocity, we grew from 0 to 116,000 visitors in just 13 months. No paid advertising, no backlink outreach. All of the backlinks are there organically because you're showing up in search, right? And no social media activity, none of these things. And we were the smallest website in the niche. And when I say the smallest, I want to show you how small, but how effective, because here we are in place 11, nagipedia.org with, want to draw your attention to page, to efficiency here. And that's traffic per page. We are aligned right there with the rest of the leaders in the space, right? But look how many pages they needed to publish to achieve this kind of traffic. And we did 200. Why? Because we knew up front which 200 we were going to target. We knew it because we exactly knew what we wanted to rank on. And then we saw our opportunity, and that's what we did. And we did not change our methodology, at all, even like this was a year and a half ago. And this is today. Our, most current project is going over 500,000 organics per month in Ahrefs. Right? And what I want to show you now, and this is why we are here, I want to show you how ClusterAi does it. What does it do and what does it deliver for you, so you can also just focus on creating quality content and nothing else. And I'm going to show it to you right away, but one quick note. Number one, you remember our nice keyword research that we did here for, all of the countries, because this is something we want to do for our navigational pages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude even the keywords that have less than 10 monthly searches. Why? Because Ahrefs has this huge database of nice keywords. I don't want to incorporate those that have, lower volume than 10, but I do want to incorporate those with 10, 20, 30, 40, because these are long tail keywords. I want to see where they're going to be, what are they going to be grouped with, right? So when I apply this, it's going to come to 2,000 keywords. Awesome. I'm going to do the same thing for all of these things. Apply. Awesome. 8,000. This is huge, but this is informational content, so that's also fine. And when I do it for my transactional keywords, it's going to be even less. Yeah, it's going to be 350 keywords. This is also going to be a gruesome process to go through all of these keywords and decide whether I want to rank or not. And I'm going to show you now how I can, just check it out right away. The only thing that I need to do is drag and drop the export that I'm going to get from Ahrefs. Like I'm going to download this one and these exact 2000 keywords. That's something that I'm just going to drag and drop right here. Let's see. Okay, here we are. Boom. I'm going to choose Ahrefs because that's where I got my list from. ClusterAi supports SEMrush and Google Search Console. Soon enough, it's going to support custom keyword lists that you can just make on your own. And one thing that I can do as well is just, in order to remember what my keyword research was about, all the includes and excludes, I'm going to paste this URL here as well. And I'm going to click submit. That's it. Once my grouping is done, it's going to appear in my import history. As you can see, I've done these things right here, and I'm going to show you the deliverables right now. And here it is. Let's start with the first one where we did our countries. So this is the deliverable that ClusterAi spits out. We call it the keyword opportunity analysis because it gives you the analysis of keyword opportunities, but it does so much more. It clusters your keywords together. How? Well, the first column shows you the main, let's focus on, let's say, Nicaraguan. Show you the main keyword that you need to optimize your page for. The third column is the represents all of the variations of the keywords that are grouped together with the main keyword, and the volume in between that you can see is the aggregated volume of all of these keywords in one row. That's something that we fetch from Ahrefs, right? The value of the volume, but that's the only thing that we fetch from Ahrefs. Everything else, ClusterAi finds out by checking rankings on Google search engine result pages for each keyword that you import, compares them amongst each other, and then groups them into keyword opportunity analysis that you see here. And basically, to put it shortly, one row is a suggestion for creating one page. So for Brazilian coffee, I know exactly what are the keyword variations that I need to incorporate in this page. I am going to have a tough time ranking with the competition if I do not have all of these keywords targeted together. And vice versa. If I don't create a separate page for, let's say, what is Colombian coffee, I'm going to be having a tough time ranking on this. And this is what ClusterAi solves. It clusters keywords, but it also clusters topics that you can look at and see what you can target. And I'm a new business, remember? I'm just starting to do all of this. Look at all of the keywords that are grouped together with Jamaican Blue Mountain Coffee. There is just, the competition is just too high. These are all the things I need to implement in order to be able to rank with it. But that's also an interesting thing that I can do because I can, let's look at something smaller. Let's look at Colombian. These are all the sections on that page that I'm going to need, These are things that I need to take into consideration when creating these pages. But then also, this is going to help me choose what I'm going to be starting to do first. Maybe I start with Honduran coffee, right? It's like super specific, not high competition in terms of volume. Maybe that's where I start. Let's look at the informational content on caffeine because this is even bigger. This is where the true power of ClusterAi comes into play. Please don't be distracted with the stuff that I've highlighted. I'm going to come to that. I want to show you some of the things that I've chosen to try to target. How much caffeine can you have while pregnant? I like this. I have my blends that are coming from Jamaica and Honduras, and I'm going to make special brands for people who women who are pregnant, and then I can try to feature those products there when I create this kind of page. And it's going to be a huge page, but I can start building it on time because I know that if I try to, create content for all these various things, I'm not going to be in good shape. I'm not going to be able to rank because, there's just has to be all of these things incorporated in my content, right? But it gets even better when I look at how much caffeine in Starbucks coffee. This is an interesting thing that I can offer an alternative. Don't buy this, right? Let's see what else I got. I'm going to go down the line where smaller volumes are. Remember, I'm a new business. I don't want to target these huge pages right away. Oh, caffeine in chocolate covered espresso beans. Awesome. I'm going to do that. That's an interesting thing. I'm going to cover a topic on do caffeine pills work at all? And maybe I can also, have an interesting audience coming from this. And look, all of those specific topics, like, let's see something interesting. What else did I choose that's interesting? Why chocolate mocha caffeine? Like, this is so specific. I cannot rank unless I know that these are the keywords that I need to incorporate there. And I cannot rank if I just, incorporate this keyword into some other bigger page, right? And remember me mentioning the bigger picture? Here, I saw the entire content series on caffeine. I can decide on what I want to try to rank on. Look, I found a nice thing. Like, this is a super seasonal keyword, right? How much caffeine is a pumpkin spice latte? I can target this. This is like super specific. And the volume is low because I'm searching right now, which is not the time where this is a biggest search, but look at how many opportunities. I can know what I can do with my blog. And imagine if you did this for something else. It doesn't have to be caffeine. It can be something else that's really important for your coffee business. And then the two keywords I want to also highlight here is how much caffeine is too much. If I want to go really, broad and heavy and have a huge ass content piece, I'm going to have to create a page that is going to be an ultimate guide for all of this. And then that goes for this as well. While caffeine in espresso is going to be one of the biggest landing pages I'm going to create on my website and work on it as time goes by, incorporating all of these keywords and aspects on it, there are some bloggy topics that can target right away. And finally, let's not make this keyword research challenge so long. These are my transactional keywords. And you remember how we started? It was just coffee blends and coffee beans. Like, I know already that these are the only things that I can do right now, right? Where to buy coffee beans? Buy green coffee beans. I don't know if I'm going to be doing green coffee beans. Bulk buy, that's definitely not for me. Where can I buy green? Again, best coffee beans to buy. Where to buy chocolate covered? This is the one I'm going to do. And coffee bean delivery. These are the pages that I'm going to create, and I have all of the variations, secondary keywords that I need to incorporate to understand what the structure of this page is going to be. And then the best thing happens when I can actually, understand already just by doing keyword research how my website architecture is going to look like. Knowing all of these variations that need to be incorporated here, I can actually, fetch parts of the articles on my bigger landing page about Brazilian coffee that talk about the use of caffeine. Maybe I did research for other informational topics. I can just connect a bunch of these things, and it's going to be, this is going to be awesome. I'm just going to quit my job and import coffee. Just joking. I'm going to be seeing you next week here as well. But anyways, thank you very much for joining. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're doing this every week. Every keyword research challenge covers a niche, and every keyword research challenge covers tips on what you can do. This time we did a 3-parter of 3 different types of keywords. We have something special prepared for you next time, and I'm gonna share right away. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, make sure to comment to ask me questions. And thank you everyone for joining, especially all of our guests who are here live. See you next week. Peace.